What's good, YouTube? We got a late video coming up. I'm watching some basketball, Spurs, Raptors, some Bucks, Hornets, and honestly, I want to talk about Otto Porter Jr. I talked about Jaylen Brown. I talked about Jason Tatum. I talked about Brandon Ingram, and that's a lot of young small forwards that's going to either be superstars, which we see as potential. They're going to be franchise players, possibly. They can be multiple time All Stars, maybe all NBA players. We don't know what these guys' ceilings are. But I want to talk to you about a guy, even though you know the title, that got his 106 million. People, and I'm looking like he's still young. He still has talent. He's a guy that people sleep on because he do a lot of things that'll come up in the box score. Because you might watch a game and Otto Porter, he sticks out to me when I watch games. But you might look at the box score. You don't see the dive on a loose ball. You don't see the deflections. You don't see stuff like that in solid defense. Not Klay Thompson, not Draymond, not Kawhi Leonard, not Patrick Beverly or Chris Paul type defense. But solid enough defense that they've been able to get to the Eastern Conference Finals. I mean, 1 in 2 games. So they went 6 with Atlanta Hawks, and then they went 7 with the Boston Celtics. And everybody say, hey, if you had to get DeMarcus Cousins or another star, who would you give up? Because you can't have it all. You got John Wall, you got Bradley Beal, they got enormous contracts, and then you gave 106 million to Otto Porter, and you seem like, okay, this somebody got to go. You can't play all these players, and obviously in your eyes you'll say like Otto Porter. If I had to pick a guy out of this whole roster that's worth money that I can get rid of, is Otto Porter, and I'm looking like I don't know. And I might be crazy. I might be one of the craziest people on earth. But I like this guy. And I had to put that in the Jaylen Brown video because a lot of people are looking for a Otto Porter, a Danilo Gallinari, a guy that can knock down the three, play, switch. You can switch with him, knock down the three, knock down the corner, get out in transition, create shots for others. And he is a good hockey assist guy. He's a good playmaker for his age. He's very mature. He's very seasoned. He's smart. He's patient. And he doesn't rush anything. And he's a guy that has ego. He's egoless. He don't mind getting 30 shots a game. He don't mind getting 15 shots a game. Hell, even last year when before he was in his contract extension year, he only took 19 shots a game. And I mean, not 19 shots a game. He didn't even take 19 shots a game. Otto Porter Jr. only took 10 shots a game. His career high is this season when he's shooting 15 shots a game, but that's only 2 games. But he was shooting 2, 5, 9.6, 10 a game, and he was comfortable doing that, averaging 13 points a game and only getting 4 3-point shots attempt. And that's what I'm saying. He's egoless, a guy that he's in this contract year, a guy that wants to prove himself, a guy that wants to show how good he is. And he literally still plays within the system. You didn't hear no off-the-court issues. You didn't hear he wanted to be traded. You didn't hear that he didn't want to play for the Wizards. He did it quietly. He went out there, played his game, got paid over $100 million, didn't try to ball hog, didn't try to prove himself, didn't try to take all the shots to prove that he's worth over $100 million. He went there, played within the offense, knocked down a three, because that's what John Wall and Bradley Beal need him to do, got out in transition, made a couple passes in the pick and roll, made a couple passes because he drove off the three-point fake, drove, put the ball down, went to the paint and made plays, got some transition, knocked down a couple free throws, and he averaged 13 points a game. And it was quiet because even when you watch the Celtics series, people say, well, they need an Otto Porter, or, well, I don't know what they need. They have the better starting lineup, but they don't have the depth of the Celtics. And I'm looking like the key is they need Otto Porter to take a bigger role in this offense. And that do sound crazy compared looking based off the box score. You look at the box score, you'll be like, Otto Porter, he's a role player. He's not that good. And you don't really know how good he is until you actually watch the games and see how big of a difference he makes. And when you watch the draft, they drafted John Wall, they drafted Bradley Beal, but then they needed that three, that long athletic three that you need in the NBA now to guard the Kawhis, the Paul Georges, the Kevin Durant, the Giannis, and the Cooper. I ain't gonna say you can really guard Giannis, but you need a guy that can match up against them and still make an impact defensively and offensively. And Otto Porter may be one of the more underrated players in the league just based off people that watch highlights and box scores. Because honestly, you don't see any highlights about Otto Porter. Even when he scores 20 points a game, you very rarely see a highlight video of him. You very rarely see him go for a game winner or take over a game because he's playing within the offense. And that's something I want to see change this year because it's so much pressure on John Wall. It's so much pressure on Bradley Beal to make plays, whether it's scoring, ball handling, playmaking, drawing double teams. And they take a lot of tough shots. They make a lot of tough shots. And that's what your franchise guys have to do. They have to make the late second shot clock. They have to make plays in the fourth quarter. And they have to live off tough shots because sometimes that's what the defense forced them to do. And Otto Porter has become like a Serge Ibaka type of guy or Taj Gibson, where in the right time, in the right space, he's going to be open in the corner. He might be open at the top of the key. He might be open in transition. And he's that guy that nobody pays attention to. But you throw the ball to him, he knocks down 43% of his threes last year. You get a steal, the first person running with you is Otto Porter. You need to go to you cut to the paint. The guy that's doing the backdoor court is Otto Porter catching the ball, getting a dunk, catching the ball, getting a layup, getting to the free throw line. And you don't see that in the box score. You just see 14 points, 15 points, but you don't see all the little things that make him a glue guy, the playmaking, the scoring, the three-point shooting in the corner, and playing solid three at the three position, and sometimes playing a little four. And he has active hands too when it comes to steals and playing in passing lanes. And you don't really see the deflections unless it counts as a steal, but you don't really look at all the Porter numbers in the box score because you're too busy focused on Bradley Beal and John Wall. And that's what I was saying when I made the video about Jaylen Brown the other day is teams are looking for the next Otto Porter to a certain extent. 3 and D guy is what everybody wants to give you 15, 11, 17 million. Look at JJ Redick. He got paid 23 million just to knock down threes for the Philadelphia 76ers. And Otto Porter does more than that, and he's taller. So I like Otto Porter. I see his potential. I think he does need more touches. I think that if he needed to be traded, that's a guy I don't want to trade. I'd rather get rid of Marcin Gortat, throw in a couple picks, throw in a couple veterans, even though they're not a deep team, the Wizards. Throw in a couple picks, throw in a couple players, and try to get rid of Marcin Gortat, who's a solid rim protector, nice floater game, nice spot-up jumper, and he does dirty work. But you kind of need all of these people, but you have to make that move to get better and basically take a chance to see if you can go to that another level with another all-star. But honestly, I think Otto Porter is one of the more undervalued, underrated players in the league because he doesn't stand out to the average NBA watcher, NBA consumer. And I'm starting to see that he's becoming a guy that I want. If you're not an all-star, if you're not a superstar, I want this type of player. And I said the same thing about Trevor Ariza. He might knock down a couple clutch shots. He might knock down a couple spot-up threes. He might get out in transition, get a couple dunks. And he might guard the twos and the threes that the opposing teams has. And stuff like that don't really show up in the stats sheet. Stuff like that don't really blow you up in the media or on commercials. But it helps your team win and contend. And it gives you an advantage when you have a guy like that. And Otto Porter, he has a chance to be better than that at this point because you have to be honest. Bradley Beal and John Wall need help. Otto Porter showed that he's capable of being a better player than he already showed. Actually, he improved every single game. I mean, every single year for the last 4 years that he's been in the league. His numbers has been up. He went from 2 to 6 to 11 to 13, and honestly, he's averaging 19 this season. I don't know if that's going to happen the whole season, but he only played 24 minutes today, and he already got 15 points and 9 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 block, and 4 steals. The guy is becoming a potential star, especially since the East lost players like Paul George. They lost players like Jimmy Butler. They lost players like Millsap. I can see a player like Otto Porter getting more credit from the coaches than the fans, which is obvious, and actually sneaking into that if the Washington get off to a hot start and they start watching the steals, the rebounds, and the blocks. Otto Porter might be like, hey, I'm averaging around 18 points. I'm shooting 40% from 3. I'm shooting 50% from the field because I'm taking transition dunks, backdoor cuts, and knocking down spot-up threes uncontested. Maybe he'd be like that Kyle Korver, Jeff T role player where The Wizards are one of the best teams in the East. Bradley Beal is an all-star caliber player already. John Wall is an all-NBA player. Maybe they sneak Otto Porter in there. And if he can continue this type of play of shooting 50% from the field, he shot 47 and 15-16. He shot 51 last year. He shot the above average of 43. The year before that, he shot the where you want to be at, the 36. And that's what you want him to do. And he's shooting 50% so far this year, but it's only 3 games. And I wanted to bring that to attention. Like, do you want to trade Otto Porter? Do you want to keep him? Can you replace him? Because he's egoless. He does what the coach tells him to do. He does what the team needs him to do. Can you get another 3 that can do that? Take that take that cut like Andre Iguodala. Hey, I want to come off the bench and I impact the game, and he ended up becoming the Finals MVP. I see that type of player in Otto Porter. Call me crazy. Call me I don't know basketball, but I'm starting to see some signs from Otto Porter that even though he didn't have crazy numbers last year, he ended up getting a fat contract, a fat check. And if I was the Washington Wizards, he's one of them guys to me that's untradeable. Bradley Beal, John Wall, and Otto Porter to me is untradeable. If I have to package other players together like Morris and Gortat plus some picks, I'm willing to get rid of them over Otto Porter. And Marc-Stein Gortat is getting older anyway, but he's still a solid starting center in the league, especially when he plays with a scoring point guard or a playmaking point guard. He can really thrive. But I don't think you can win a championship with Marc-Stein Gortat as your starting center. I could be wrong because Zaza Pachulia was able to do it with the Warriors, but they stack with talent. But you never know. But if they missing that one piece, hopefully they don't get rid of a player like Otto Porter who can become underrated, but he does feed off other great players, and that's good because he's open, and since he's open, he can knock down the shots, and he showed over these last couple of years that he's able to do that, and that's what you want at the 3 position. That's what you want at the 4 position, and he's already doing that, but he's only 24 years old. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Check out my Facebook page, analysisplayground.com. Check out my website, analysisplayground.com. Comment, it'll be in the description in the comment section below. Click the link, it sends you to my Facebook page. Like is all I'm asking you guys to do to show support on my Facebook page. And if you want to go to the website, don't forget to become a user on the website. It's free and enjoy it. Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis signing out. And let me know what you guys think about Otto Porter Jr. in the comment section below. Is he a bust? Can he be better? Should they extend his role like I think? Or you should, hey, he's good. He's 24. He's a tradable piece. Let's get rid of him while he's still hot. Let's get rid of him while people will want him and get a star in return. Or were you like me? I want to keep this guy, keep this core, and let's try to get another superstar to go with these other 3 players, kind of like what the Warriors did. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis signing out, and I'm going.